information on the active shooter? Did anyone get any information?
No, the children are hiding.
Okay, and where? Okay, are you at the school, sir? Are you calling from the school?
No, I'm talking to the mother on the phone.
You're talking to a mother on the phone?
Yes, she's talking to her daughter right now.
Okay, where is her daughter hiding at? Like, what room is she in?
1200 building.
I understand she's in the 1200 building. Does she know what room she's in?
She doesn't know. She's
Okay.
around 1220 to 1214.
Okay.
The way that an emergency call comes into a 911 dispatch, you have to keep in mind that the dispatchers are working under an immense amount of stress, and the first responders are as well. And so you have the translation of the event from the scene to the dispatcher, and then the dispatcher out to the first responders that are on their way to the location. We believe that first responders are all going to be familiar with every facility that is in their area of responsibility, but that's just not the case.
It's difficult to imagine the amount of stress a first responder's under when they show up at a building and they see this kind of expanse of wall in front of them with multiple doors and potentially people fleeing the building, potentially with injuries, and they've got to come up with a plan in an unfamiliar site. When I say there's an incident at the art room at the high school, 98% of the first responders, dispatchers included, don't know where the art room is in the high school. So that adds seconds to minutes to the amount of time it takes for a first responder to potentially close with that incident.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
The problem tends to be that the fire department and the police department and the emergency services departments, they can't really talk to one another because they talk with a different vernacular. And so we want to simplify the communication technique, and that's what we've learned from the special operations community in the military.
Now, our whole company is based on adapting a technique used overseas, a gridded reference graphic, GRG. Now, this is a technique and tool that's been battle-proven. It's been used thousands and thousands of times on every operation conducted by special operations. I've never gone out the door on a mission without a GRG in my pocket. And it's been used on every operation in the last 2 decades, to include the raid on Osama bin Laden's compound in Pakistan.
I've been shot at hundreds of times in my life, and I don't think there's ever been a time where I haven't had one of these GRGs or these maps in front of me. And you wouldn't leave and go on a mission without it. It'd be like leaving and going on an operation without body armor or a helmet. When bullets are flying or when people are wounded and there's a great deal of stress, it's something that's extremely simple to be able to communicate location. And that's not that much different than a domestic crisis response.
Coming back from overseas, we were shocked to learn that no one had ever heard of this technique, or no one was using it. No one had heard of a GRG, so we went and found a way to make these products just like the ones we used overseas. The United States is far different from Iraq and Afghanistan, so we had to make our products a little different, tailor it to people that are going to be using it. And so we changed them so much they were no longer a GRG, they were a CRG, a collaborative response graphic for local law enforcement and everyone to work together. We build these products with high-resolution aerial imagery, a grid overlay, accurate floor plans geo-registered, highlighted hallways, and this takes all the guesswork out of communicating, whether it's with teachers, with janitors, firemen, with policemen, EMS, with whomever else. Everyone can look at the same piece of paper and they can communicate in just a couple of seconds.
Police dispatch to available patrol. Respond to the high school on report of an active emergency. Units should arrive via door 2, grid square, C4 per CRG protocol.
Delta 22 en route.
If the intelligence coming out of a building via 911 calls is there's an incident happening in the art room or the media center, well, they know they can park their car in grid square C5, enter through door 2, take a left on the blue hallway and take a right on the purple hallway, and the art center's right there on their right.
The ability to have this interior knowledge of a building allows you to save time, which in turn will save lives. It doesn't matter if it's an airport or a stadium or a high-rise office building. The technique is basically the same, and that's what makes it brilliant, is in its simplicity. Critical Response Group is made up of 4 key pillars. The first are people that come out of the military special operations community that used our technique in real times of crisis. We also have people that come out of the law enforcement community that understand how to take that technique and apply it here domestically in order to help all first responders. We'll have people that are the brightest minds that are coming out of colleges and universities that introduce the technology expertise that allows us to really give a great product to our clients. And finally, we have business experts that work hand in hand with us to help us understand and apply sound business principles to make sure that we are scaling properly and being effective in our work. At the end of the day, it's a profound interest in people being safer. That's where we come from. Is the whole company is made up of people that have dedicated their lives to public service.
We didn't see it as a business opportunity. We saw it as a moral obligation to get this technique into first responders' hands.
Our mission is to enable first responders to make better decisions faster with the ultimate goal of saving lives.